in an hour. Now all new, living with the dead.
The family home. Traditionally a place of refuge at the end of a long working day. But when the home of your dreams turns into a house of horrors, when spirits move in and try to move you out, it's time then to call on medium Johnny Fiore and specialist house cleanser Ian Lawman, the team from Living with the Dead.
Wrong.
Something bad here and it needs to go.
Take her out.
Get her out, get her out. Get out!
Never experienced anything like that in my life.
It takes a dislike to you, you've had it. I feel really angry.
Shepton Mallet, a small town in the heart of Somerset. Mentioned in the Domesday Book, it's also the site where the first blood was shed in the English Civil War. It is the home of Chris and Coral Hughes, and while some people talk about fairies living at the bottom of their garden, for this family it's something more sinister that they feel lurks near their house. Chris and Coral live in a maisonette, part of a 300-year-old building which was once used as a convent for Sisters of the Visitation, and ever since they moved in, this family have felt the presence of ancient spirits.
Well, we moved in here 2 years ago. It's bigger than our old place. We all like it here. And Coral moved in before I did. Things started happening to Coral when she moved in first, didn't it?
Yeah. I was looking over towards the green, over the other side, and I could see a figure over there. And it walked out a little bit, and then it was gone.
Disturbed by what she'd seen, Coral made her mother go and have a look, but she could find nothing, so they both tried to forget the incident, until one day, the following week, Chris also believed she saw something.
I came down from the kitchen one day, and I looked through the patio window over there, and I could see a monk, but he was running like slow motion, you know, like so when you get slow motion, somebody's running really fast and it's really slow, and he just vanished.
Chris and Coral were both aware of the history of the building, and they felt that these might be visitations from the past. It started to put them on edge, but this became more concerning to them when they began to feel things happening inside their flat.
There was no one else in the house, and the front door opened and slammed shut. And somebody went through the kitchens, through the front room, and slammed the bathroom door.
We went to look and there was nobody in here.
No one at all.
And when they talked to other residents of the building, they found that they'd also experienced similar incidents.
I heard distinct footsteps down the hall. They've walked from what feels like my living room. I've heard them come down the 2 or 3 steps and then walk across the hall. But they didn't go down the other stairs. It just seemed to go through the wall, just stop completely.
Now and again I'd see shadows in my living room. I'd see black objects going into my radiators. And it's just escalated from there, really.
And then, when Coral was alone in the house, she started to believe she could hear voices, calling her name and whispering in her ear.
I hear whispering. Always comes from like the kitchen. That's where it would feel like it's coming from, is that sort of direction.
And it is this room in particular that appears to have the most oppressive atmosphere.
Everything seems to be darker, even when it's just getting dawn and you know it's going to be light then, but our kitchen stayed black. It was horrible.
There's something bad here and it needs to go.
Coming up.
It doesn't have a good feel.
Living with the Dead's paranormal investigator Mark Webb spends the night.
You certainly do feel sick.
Medium Johnny Fiore experiences a deep sense of foreboding.
I feel like I'm facing my death standing here.
And house cleanser Ian Lawman gets to work.
I believe you've got level 1 of spirit possession.
Chris Hughes and her 18-year-old daughter Coral live in part of a 300-year-old former nunnery in the Somerset town of Shepton Mallet. They've spent the last 3 years feeling unwelcome spirit disturbances and seeing what they thought were ghostly clerical figures moving around the property. And now they are concerned that the dark presence they feel over their home is beginning to affect their close family relationship, with Coral starting to behave in uncharacteristic ways. Previously very even-tempered, she now appears to fall victim to dark moods and aggressive behaviour.
Now I find it hard to talk to Coral. When she wakes up, she's really horrible.
I kick off, really angry. I'll just go off my head.
She can storm out the bedroom and storm up through the kitchen, and she'll shout your head off like, you know, you haven't done nothing.
Basically, you just want to get out of the house, away from me.
Her face to go sort of a grey colour, and it doesn't look like Coral's. No, she's looking at you, but it's not Coral looking at you. It seems to take over her whole body, really.
Chris and Coral are both convinced that Coral's varying moods are specifically related to the spirits they both feel are inhabiting their home. Could this be possible?
Paranormal activity most certainly can affect people's health and mood, sometimes to a very considerable extent. And of course the problem with that is which is a psychological effect and which is a parapsychological effect. I mean, parapsychology dealing with things like mental radio, telepathy, or influences picked up other than by the 5 ordinary senses. And so, I think they can have a great effect on people's mood and health, with very little doubt about that at all.
Whether or not it is paranormal activity affecting Coral's behaviour, the family are in no doubt where the source of their problem lies. The tunnel. This ancient structure adjoins the side of their home, and no one currently at the property knows for sure what its origin or purpose might have been. There are, however, many theories. Local folklore suggests it may have once been connected to nearby Shepton Mallet Jail, where prisoners were administered last rites. Others say it was built as a place of worship for the resident nuns, or a burial chamber. Could the spirits the family feel are invading their home be coming from this tunnel?
Spirits seem to be able to manifest virtually anywhere, but a popular environment for a spirit would be a tunnel, or even more so, a grotto. A small enclosed space seems to hold the energy very powerfully. We've found this over and over in research. I've done some particular work on this. And even in haunted houses, we found that the haunt is usually, if it's a fairly modern house, is from the smallest room. So it's not surprising to find spirit energies in a tunnel, for example.
Chris and Coral are both certain the existence of this tunnel is the source of these darker spirits they believe have invaded their home.
If you stand by the tunnel gates, you can hear whispering, like
praying,
like somebody's praying.
And
the atmosphere, it really made you feel sick. It's not nice over there.
I got that feeling. I know there's something here.
And it appears that it is not only the family this tunnel is affecting.
Tupac won't go up in the tunnel, but Buster, he'll go and lie right at the top, and his eyes to go green, and then they'd go an orangey colour. And he'll sit up there to his heart's content. He will not come down. He's a different dog when he's up there.
And when he comes back from out there, innit?
Yeah.
He'll look at you like he doesn't know you.
Yeah.
So could these dogs also be picking up on paranormal activity?
Animals are very sensitive to spirits. Not all animals, of course. People notoriously talk about their dogs. There are reasons why they may be so sensitive, you know, because their consciousness is different from ours.